useful charts, or by using the link in the description or pinned comment. Okay, let's start with Elon's earliest known Musk relative, Samuel Musk, who lived in Suffolk, England in the 1700s. Not much is known about these early Musks, until we come to Eliza Musk, who we know worked as a lowly servant in Suffolk for a wealthy family with the surname Pye. We also know that she had a child named Harry with an unknown man, and that she lived with her parents Henry and Charlotte, Eliza's son. Harry took the surname Musk, so the assumption is that his father was not in the picture. Harry ended up working as a bricklayer and was initially married to a woman. They split up though, and he then decided to move to South Africa, where he married a woman named Lucy together. They had several children, including Walter Musk. However, when Walter was just 1 month old, Harry passed away his mother. Therefore, remarried to a Walter Evan, who presumably helped raise Walter as his stepfather. Walter was 22 when World War II began, and therefore he enlisted and ended up serving in Ethiopia, Egypt, and Italy near the end of the war. He married Cora Robinson, who was also from South Africa. In fact, Cora's family had been in South Africa much longer than Walter's, with her mother's line going all the way back to some of the earliest settlers of the Dutch Cape Colony after the war. Walter and Cora had 2 children, the eldest being Errol Musk, the father of Elon Musk. Let's now turn our attention to Ellen's mother's side of the family. The Haldeman family has deep roots in the United States and can be traced back to a Jacob Haldeman, who immigrated there from Switzerland in the 1700s. Jacob had a great-great-grandson named John Elon Haldeman. John got his middle name from his maternal grandfather, Elon Powers. So that's where the name Elon comes from. Elon, by the way, is a Hebrew name, meaning oak tree. In fact, Elon is a very minor character in the Bible, being one of Israel's leaders during the period of the Judges. You can find and mentioned in Judges chapter 12, verses 11 and 12. Anyway, John Elon Haldeman married Almeida Norman. However, as a young man, he started to suffer from diabetes, which led his wife to go to chiropractic school in Minnesota. They then moved to Saskatchewan, where Almeida became the first person to work as a chiropractor in Canada. John unfortunately died, and Almeida remarried to Helsatine Wilson, who became stepfather to her son. Joshua ended up becoming a chiropractor as well and was involved in a political movement in the 1930s known as technocracy, an idea that involved putting people with special skills in science and technology into government positions instead of elected politicians. He later joined the Social Credit Party, known for its populist conservative views, and even ran as a federal candidate and prime minister. Mackenzie King's writing, but then in 1950, he and his wife, when together with their children, decided to leave their life in Canada and become adventurers, starting from South Africa in a small single propeller plane. They traveled tens of thousands of miles around the world and spent many summers exploring the Kalahari Desert, searching for a lost city. They had 5 children in total, 2 of whom were twins, Kay and May, his aunt. Kay Elon has 4 cousins. Lyndon and Peter are the founders of the company Solar City, which is now owned by Tesla. Ross runs a company called Super Uber, and Almeida is a professional motorcycle racer. Okay, let's now look at Ellen's closest family members. His parents met in South Africa as children and then married in 1970. May worked as a dietitian and model, helping to promote Special K cereal. In fact, she remains a well-known model to this very day, appearing on lots of magazine covers. Just this year, at age 69, she became the oldest person to appear on the cover of Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition, Arrow. On the other hand, worked as an engineer and property developer, but he became rich because he bought half an emerald mine for £40,000. And then that emerald mine later went on to become worth millions. May and Arrow divorced when Elon was 9, after which Elon mostly lived with his father. However, because his mom was Canadian, Elon was able to get Canadian citizenship, and he used this to start his university studies in Canada. From there, he transferred to the University of Pennsylvania, which is where he obtained his bachelor's. Then he moved on to Silicon Valley, and the rest is history. Elon has 2 full siblings, His younger brother Kimball currently runs a group of restaurants, and his sister Tosca runs the streaming platform Passionflix, which specializes in romance movies. However, Elon also has several step-siblings. You see his father remarried to a woman named Heidi. Busatten House, she had a daughter named Jenna from a previous relationship, who Errol helped to raise. And then Errol and Heidi had two daughters of their own, named Asha and Alexandra Ears, an old photo of Elon with the three girls. These days, Asha keeps a fairly low profile, and Alexandra is the vice president of a company called Solar Window. But here's the really weird part. Errol and Heidi ended up divorcing. But then just a few years ago, Errol, at age 71, and his stepdaughter Jenna, at age 29, had a quote-unquote unexpected child together. But then they had another one, which means that Elon now has two other step-siblings, who he's also kind of an uncle to. However, Elon and his father, Errol, no longer speak to each other, and Elon is on record as having called his father evil. Okay, let's now look at Elon's own relationships and children. His first wife was Justine Wilson, who he met while attending university in Canada. They were married for 8 years and had 6 children, the first of whom died at 2 months from SIDS, or sudden infant death syndrome. The other kids consist of a set of twins and a set of triplets, all of whom were born via in vitro fertilization. All 5 were born as biological males. However, one of the twins has recently come out as transgender. And not only did she change her name to Vivian, she also changed her last name to Wilson because she no longer wants to be associated with her. Father Elon's second wife was the actress Tallulah Riley, who is perhaps best known for her role as Angela in the HBO show Westworld. Elon actually married Tallulah twice and divorced her twice, but the couple did not have any children together. After Tallulah, he briefly dated Amber Heard and then ended up in a relationship with the Canadian musician Grimes. That relationship resulted in 2 children, mostly known for their very strange names. Their son, born in 2018, was initially called X-A-12. However, because that violated California regulations, his birth certificate ended up listing his first name as X and his middle name as AX2. 3 years later, they also had a daughter named Exa Dark Sabera, who goes by the nickname Y. So yeah, basically, their kids are named X and Y. But wait, there's more. Around the same time that EXO was born, Musk also had a set of secret twins with a woman named Shimon Zelitz, a fact that was only revealed this summer. Shaban works for Neuralink, which is yet another company owned by Elon Musk. The 2 babies were conceived via in vitro fertilization. So it's unclear exactly what the relationship between Shaban and Elon is. Okay, so that was a look at the family tree of Elon Musk. Don't forget to check out Wandrium and let me know in the comments who you'd like me to make a family tree of next. Thanks for watching.